in two man, you're trying to set up a fight where you've got an advantageous position against part of the other team. Okay? There's a couple ways to do that. You can get more than one-on-one pressure on one of them, where you're both attacking that guy and he has to defend against both of you for some period of time. Or you can just dump your best guy onto their worst guy, which also does the same thing. But you're basically trying to set up ways to get more than one-on-one pressure. And in the team tactics, I'm always going to say flank. That is less true in two-man, because you are basically giving two one-on-ones at that point. And if you're not way more ahead on the one that you're advantaged on than the one where you're disadvantaged on, don't do it. Like if you're advantaged on both of them, perfect, that's terrific. A pole is a perfect example of where splitting is a bad idea, because you're putting Big Spicy under a significant disadvantage against the border, no matter how good Little Spicy is compared to the other guy. Yeah. So they fight together, and they probably get more advantage of that because they're putting the front guy under fire from both of them all the time.
The way I would counteract that is, like, if Jamie and I were fighting those guys, we would split.
Absolutely.
From two different directions.
Man on man.
Yeah.
They're turning into 1v1. Yeah.
That's exactly right. They're trying to get that. Whereas if Jamie and Little Spicy are close to each other, it doesn't matter because Sponge has a great advantage against that pole. That's the key. And a lot of what we talk about in specific situations and how we're going to act is looking for that better than one-on-one. And clearly there's going to be times where it just doesn't matter because both of your guys are better than both of their guys and you can do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm not going to teach you very much about that because it doesn't matter, right? That's not useful or exciting. You should already win that one.
Be better than the guy in front of you.
Like I say, you should already win that one. That's not super helpful. There are some advantages to splitting that I think are pretty important. You hurt the other team's ability to behave as a team pretty significantly. And if you're choosing to do it and they're not, that hurts them way worse than it hurts you, just by definition. If you can interrupt their plan and make the fight go to your plan, that's always advantageous. Plus, the split and rush, it's an aggressive move that seizes control of the fight anyway. So that's another advantage to it. That's not necessarily the only advantage to it, and there is a disadvantage. We'll get to that in more detail, but the key is you've got to know if the opponents are going to do that. I am sure these guys have a plan for when people try and split them, because it happens all the time. And I'm not sure what their plan is, but I'm pretty sure it's some variation of concentrate hard on one of the guys immediately.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violence. Yeah.
Like if you concentrate hard on one of them immediately,
Sponge.
Turn into a knife fight.
They no longer have a two-on-one or a better than one-on-one on one of your guys because they got rid of a guy or they liked a guy or they got the problem solved. But one of the things I believe about communication in teams, use real names unless they've been playing this game for fucking ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? Because even after 32 years, I respond to Will quicker than I do to Mike. Okay? Not much, because I've been Mike for a long fucking time, but I've always been Will.
Yeah.
So I'm not always gonna tell people break the role play, but if it matters, I'm gonna call a guy a name they know he will immediately respond. A thing I see a lot from people who are trying this for the first time is splitting too wide. Okay? You do not want to split very wide because you're basically letting them two-on-one you if one of you gets out of position. You want to split narrow and keep pressure on both of them at all times. That prevents them from doing exactly what these guys say about double teaming. And I'm sure that's why their other plan is we knife fight it, because they know people are going to prevent them from double teaming if they can. The other key to staying together and trying to fight as a unit is you get that better than one-on-one on one of the people by basically splitting the responsibilities. Okay? You're giving your pole men virtually no defensive responsibility. Okay? The guy in front is taking all the defense and doing a little offense. The pole is providing immense offense. That gives you more than one offense on the guy in front. He's taking a lot. And there's always one in front. Like, they'll try not to be one too far in front, but there'll always be one in front. Usually, when you look at your opponents across the field, you can tell which one's going to be in front. And you should plan accordingly. And another important thing about staying together does not mean being static. You need to move, and if you're staying together, it means you need to move together. Okay? And one of the most vital components of that is you need to move together according to the plan. That's why we're going to do, in the exercise that's coming right up, we're going to do a lot of talking about the plan. We're going to do some fights between your teams. Then we're going to talk about what the plan was or what it should have been to try and figure that out. Because the part that happens before the fight is almost more important than the fight itself. Like, you need to know going in what you're doing. So here's the first exercise. It's artificial in one way because this is not necessarily always the way to fight, but it's to help people get out of the mentality of just doing straight down the line. So we're going to fight teams, one team against one team, and the key is you get 1 point for killing an opponent. You get 3 points for killing the opponent who started not across from you when they're both still alive. Okay? So your best score is 4, and you want to try and get 4 by killing one of them when they're both still alive, but not having the guy who started across from him do the killing. Everybody, come on over here a little bit. Watch this fight, because I'm going to ask afterwards what you think each team's plan was.
Oh,
okay?
snap.
It is important that you're able to analyze what your opponents are doing, and so I'm going to ask what you think their plan was. And remember, the goal, if you can get it, is to get cross kills. Just winning is nice, but winning with a cross kill is better. Okay, you guys ready? Yeah. Leon. Sir. Dead! Yeah, dead. Okay, this team's 2 points. Okay, we'll do a couple more.
Yeah.
Got one more? I'm going to ask you what the plan is in a minute.
You can always change your plan.
Yeah, if you want to change, you can talk. Otherwise, we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Dead?
No, I'm dead.
Okay, this team, 2 points. Good job, guys. All right, one more. If you want to change your plan, one more chance. Leon.
You feel low on the right outside, and I'll block and cross. I mean, you see him.
Oh, of course. But I'm saying I'm going to leave it. More.
I knew you were looking for that spine. It was awesome.
That was a case where, if you guys saw it, he clearly took the cross shot at the cost of his own life, which in this exercise, that's good. Understand it's an exercise, so it's not always reality. Hey, I said it's an exercise, so it's not always reality. It's better if you can do that without killing yourself. Okay, so here's the real question, though. These guys seem to use the same plan all 3 times. Can you tell me what the plan was?
To have Twixter push on the shield, keep it high here, and have Kim Jin try and snap a shot to the left, and then try and get back to neutral before getting pressure to the right.
Okay, what do you guys think? Is that a good analysis about what you guys are trying to do?
We were both just seeing which one wanted to push us, and then Keith was shooting again, and I was shooting at Sponge.
Okay, so you were just working the cross shots, but letting them come in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Trying to keep them scared of this.
Like,
and get them to push on us.
given the nature of this exercise, that's not a bad plan. I know it's a while back, but can you tell me their first plan? Their last plan was obvious, so I'm not asking about that one.
It looked man v man to me.
Yeah, they were drawing 1v1s.
I think
On the
it
first
was
one, at
more
least.
like just baiting out one shot from the pole, and then trying to effectively like V them to where they back into each other a little bit more.
Pincher.
Yeah, so I agree. I mean, y'all literally said the same thing. You do realize that, right? Like, splitting them so that you're attacking them both and man v man have the same meaning in this game. So I agree. I saw the same thing. You guys think that's a good analysis?
Yeah, pretty much. My main focus was trying to take out the reach. From my perspective, like, this is the first time we fought together, so like our communication with each other was definitely less than ideal, and
Sure.
our planning was less than ideal. But like, we kind of figured what you guys would do, and kind of just winged it a little bit off of that. And I mean, like, legitimately, like, my plan was, I figured you were going to cross with me, so I was going to hold a guard down here.
All the way down, and that's kind of
so you can't flip up.
Yeah.
With the and I didn't think he was going to have a very good opportunity to hit you on anything. So for me, it was just it was all about like get you to throw across. Hopefully he hits you in the arm, and then I can jump you.
Right.
And we can kind of do more like we did in the second one, where I was able to get you, and we got a cross essentially, where it was like we switched partners, where you kind of came and I sacrificed myself, and I was hoping. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Again.
I was hoping Gen would kind of be able to while you're attacking me, crush you, and we can kind of all
So
fold into each other like a black hole.
I will make a comment from my own observation, and this is not a criticism again, because you're coming to this class to learn stuff, okay? That is literally a case where I would have gone a little further around, okay? Only because you're forcing him to expose himself to sponge, and you're stealing his shots on sponge.
Yeah. That's
Like
what I
you're
was
literally
trying to
doing
do on
two
the third
pieces.
one.
Yeah,
Like
to get
you
around.
engaged him at the right time. Like you didn't want to run around first. Yeah. But I would have kept moving around once you engaged him.
So
Okay.
I guess. Oh, go ahead.
This is also like, I mean, again, this is the first time we fought together, and this is a good example of why communication is good and kind of really getting to know and really honestly like fighting with somebody you're familiar with. Like these assholes over here fight with each other all the time, and so they're going to be really good at it. So you know, definitely like the familiarization and like getting to know each other and stuff like that. I feel like if the two of us keep as partners by the end of this class, we'll be light years ahead of where we started.
I agree with that. What were you saying, Little Spicy?
Oh, what I was saying is also taking like the weapon matchup into account. Like the down stick's never gonna push,
You were in the wrong spot.
right? The down stick's never gonna push in, so he's never gonna push against Sponge. So I feel like we could go out wide with him, have him put his back to Sponge. Sponge hard presses, denies the spear, and it has a cross shot availability.
So the pole's here.
Yeah.
Why?
So,
You stood right here, and you could literally, and
Right.
he's got to rush you before you start getting those off.
Your pull is in your left hand or your right hand?
yeah, so the reason for it, and it doesn't work with the what we were doing, the crossbody more points thing, but I'm a lot more of a killer with this,
Okay,
and this
okay.
is more of a threat, and me and Keith fight pretty often together, and so I wanted what you did in the first round. If we were on a ditch line, that's what I wanted you to do.
Yeah.
'Cause I wanted Keith
the
to
point
have
was
free
we
reign to
wanted you
throw
your
bombs
sword
on
down
you.
here so that
Yeah.
you could get across.
So
the
this is
top.
just to scare you, and then if Gen pushes me, I'm just gonna fight it.
I would have, for the matchup, I would have put you on the left side because then you would have had a sword hit on your front guy and your right guy.
I was on the left.
Oh, you were on the left side.
I'm saying if they had switched, they put that
I
pole
would
in
have
the
switched.
center.
I would have switched.
For
what I would have done.
basis of the thing,
What-
I think you're right.
for the basis of this exercise,
Yeah, yeah.
I would have fought us like this.
Yeah, I think
because,
you're right.
Yeah.
because he's
Sneak a leg.
like.
Yeah.
Take your stance. Okay, so sorry. Here. So, what I would like you is throwing across here, because Jamie's gonna probably try to block out for him down, which gives me free range of Jamie. Yeah.
Leon!
You got two ends.
Split. The split is split.
Oh, that was rock. Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, he's up.
All right,
That's
know
too
the
bad.
exercise.
That was
Leon!
Wide.
No, not that.
You got knee pad.
Leon!
I'm gonna leg you.
I bet y'all can get their plan this time.
Sorry, Tyler.
You're good.
The plan is less interesting for these two, but I still want to hear what you guys have to say. So again, what do you think their plan was?
I think it was they wanted to see how they were gonna push, and then they responded with stab. So
Okay.
throwing rocks.
So I kind of disagree, and you guys can correct me, but I thought he was looking for that cross shot. I thought that was his top priority.
For our
I
first
saw him
shot,
move forward and
it was
take
I was our here. First shot, we're basically going to push off of each other 45, and we were both going to try to cross to get the opposite
Okay.
person.
And then I said I could see you trying it, and probably because you're newer, I didn't see you trying it.
Yep.
That's all right.
Well, it worked too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was here.
Yeah,
That
no,
matrix
no. Like I
died.
said, y'all got the 4 points. That's the most you're going to get in this exercise. So the first time it totally worked.
Yeah.
Twixter. Okay, what were they doing on
Split the
any
poles.
fight?
Split the poles and rush them.
Yeah, especially on the third one where they're going to split wide.
Go wide.
That was a terrible job of splitting wide though, because y'all split narrow.
Yeah.
Probably because they heard you say split wide, and I was like, no, we're not fucking let them do that.
It was more of like, because we had the one plan was this: is I can hopefully try and chase down Matrix. Worst case, he's gonna run. I could probably keep up. I don't think Taliesin could keep up with him, so that was the choice.
Got no ACLs.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Here's the question. Which one of you can more quickly beat the other guy? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Because he's the bigger threat. Which one of
Correct.
you guys can more efficiently beat him?
I mean,
Fuck,
probably.
You can keep up with him. You can keep him out of the fight. just keep chasing him. You don't have to catch him.
Yeah.
Then when you kill him, you double team his ass. That problem's solved.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're splitting, you want to maximize your better than one-on-one advantage, which is the best guy who can have the best advantage. Now, if you're sure you can catch him, it's him on you.
Yeah.
But you just said you can probably catch him. That's not for sure or not.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? Leon.
Opposite side.
On the headgear.
Okay,
Going and you got my arm.
Gotcha. Leon. No, I was on.
Dead.
Good job, guys. Leon.
Dead.
I'm dead. I'm sorry, he got the place.
Yeah. Simon at the end. Yeah. The one time they were successful, you guys did a really good job of getting enough split that they definitely had to one-on-one you, and you handled your guy very well. Like that's literally what mattered and why y'all won. So credit where it's due. Good work. You guys, great teamwork. Good. It's exactly what I expected since y'all do it together regularly. Yeah. The only thing I would think about doing.
That's what we're here for.
The only thing I would think about doing different is, I think you had a cross shot on the close. And
So like, I wasn't looking for a cross shot at all.
Yeah, that was the
The
plan.
cross
I
shot
was
was
supposed to
all
look
up
for
to
cross.
him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was going to hunt for the cross, and I was going to take what I could get.
Notice I didn't say I thought you had one.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
thought
was
he had one
because I was
with the
I was
back
literally
shield,
like,
he
I was
wasn't exposing himself as much as
This
you.
is the formation right
since
here.
I was on the left, I was very wary for trying to like throw here and get tangled up. So
Okay,
my
sure.
opponent was coming at me here.
I agree with you.
So I really was like, all right, you take your dude, I'll take my dude. Good luck.
Yeah, no.
Do you guys always fight with the shield in the middle of you two?
So in Dag Belt, he's covered in armor. That
Oh,
shield.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
covered in armor, shield on my back.
So
Gotcha.
I take
So I'll
the
do. So literally, like if I'd have bind up with you, I'd have went like this.
Right.
I take the outside left, so that way the board can
After you
Yeah,
done with
for
your
sure.
hand throw high guard,
Yeah.
So we're just gonna fight right here,
Also, if you look at our hands,
and then the board.
so look at our hands.
no one's coming after
all-
check.
We're literally covering each other.
Yeah.
Well, we fight opposite handed.
We're covering each
Oh,
other.
yeah. I see.
Yeah. So the board, my board is his man, and I'm just fighting red v blue.
Right.
Or red
And
v
you can
blue one
rotate.
sword.
You
And
can
I just take what I can
you
get.
never end
Let's say,
Sorry.
that was the one thing I saw is, especially on the close in the first fight,
Yeah.
the other guy was right there and your guy was too far away.
I'm not.
Yep.
But one of the things I really believe in is making shots for your partner. Okay? Make the guy who started across from your partner think about you, and that the guy who started across from him has freebies, or vice versa. Okay? And you can do that with attacks that make him move his coverage, or you can do that with openings that aren't real. Especially if you're the cross man, like if I'm fighting these two and get tempted to throw something a little spicy, that's a very bad mistake unless he's very, very open. Without a lot of poles, leg and arm baits are very good. Okay? If you're throwing out the leg that's in the middle, this guy wants to hit it. He can see it, he wants to hit it. And it's still probably a mistake if he's a right-hander because he's still crossing his body. It's a low cross, so it's not as bad an exposure as a high cross, and he doesn't feel quite as stupid. But it's still a cross when there's a guy right here with a sword. It's still a risk. So I like leg baits. I like arm baits too, but people fall for those less. You have to sell them pretty hard. But those work too. The other thing is, a very aggressive attack on your guy can expose the partner pretty easily too. Especially if you feel like you've got a decent edge on your guy. I'm a big fan of a very aggressive attack on your front, on the one who started across from you.
I want to do that. I might stick my leg out here for leg bait.
Yeah, so
Hoping he's just going to swipe at it because it's an easy target. So if he swipes at it, both of us can cascade on that. I'll be like, oh shit.
Hey, Tamcard, you're still up.
I was dropping.
If you killed one guy at the cost of the leg, it's almost always advantageous anyway, right? That's why it's one of my favorite baits.
Yes, that's the garbage part.
And like for arm bait, okay, so I may stick my arm out here in the hope that one of them hits it, and then boom. Yeah.
But like I say, it is better when you got the lefty because he can take advantage of those baits without as much exposure, but it's still a fair bit of exposure. Okay, so Noah, stick that leg out. Noah, you leg face this time. No, not you. You try it. See how bad that is? Okay.
Oh, man.
And Sponge can make that look even more tasty by being a half step back, giving Noah a little bit more edge. That makes you want to take it more, and it's actually no worse for him.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a leg base that is pretty easy to sell. It's not as easy with a lefty here, because then you feel like you don't have the coverage for your partner. But it's real easy with a righty here to go, oh yeah, he can cover me, take the swing. He can't cover you at all from the guy who's an actual threat. Like, he's covering you good from Noah.
Mm-hmm. So this actually, I don't think I need to do this, but like, so this segues into something else. All right, so like, I want you to hit me in the arm while you're fighting defensively. Okay, so I come in now. Noah's going to hit you in the arm. Now Noah's going to, because I'm just armed, I'm going to peel this way. No, he's going to turn on me, and Noah can just basically throw a shot across there while you're switching or whatever.
Double chop.
Yeah.
The bind, yeah.
So it's one of those like, cool. I just sacked an arm. Noah took your arm. Now we got both of us in here. I'm splitting him like this, so he turns. They're giving Noah an easier shot, and then Noah can turn into
the underlying lesson there is let your partner kill everybody.
The other thing I want to talk about a little bit, and we've covered it pretty heavily already because we've got some people who are using poles already. But the way poles work is the person with the pole gives up a lot of defense for a lot more offense. Okay, and what you do to counter that is you get inside that offense. And then the lack of defense comes to your advantage, okay? And you guys already saw that. You guys were already doing that. There's no problem. There's nothing new in that. The other things that we see that are slightly different, down spears, they're like the same, only smaller. But you don't give as much defense for not as much range. But the way they work strategically is very similar, okay? Flails, the one difference with flails is they're harder to block, but they're shitty to block with. Yep. Which means in two-man, I'm not as big a fan of flail as I am in other things. Like, there's an advantage, especially in an area where nobody's good with a flail, because they are harder to block, but because they're so bad to block with, they're not great at two-man.
If I'm fighting with a down spear or I'm fighting with a full arm, a lot of what I'll do is just kind of throw little flick shots, like distractions. Because even if it's just a distraction, even if he's like, oh, I'm going to focus on Noah, it's still a harassment. I mean, like, he's not going to have 100% of his brain.
This is 100% what I talk about in theory. He's fighting more than one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because he's fighting all of Noah, and he has to worry about that down spear. And all the time.
Essentially, I'm going to trust Noah to, like, basically wrap him up. So my focus is largely going to be on the person in front of me and responding defensively if he does something. Or if he aggresses and raises his guard, like, raise your shield up high. Like, sorry, that was too close to your door. But, like, yeah, just something like that. Like, okay, well, I'm just going to harass and maybe I can sneak something.
And on the rush, it is tempting to do that. Especially because Noah wasn't that far around anyway. So now you got two swords here. That will cause the shields to go up. So I agree with Spongy that having that down spear in the middle is of great value.
Additionally, on something like that, like, what you go for his shoulder. If I smack that down, we can. This happens more with somebody you fight regularly with.
Yeah, you know.
I'm going to come down here with a hard shot to get his board to move, while Noah comes across and gets that kill shot.
Okay, so let's do another exercise. We're gonna do fights, and the key here is do what you like, try to win, but we're going to do 3 fights. One of them you have to split. Whatever your combo is, you have to split. One of them you cannot split, whatever your combo is. And the third one, you do whatever you want. Okay? But make plans to split on one of them, stay together on one of them, and whatever you want on the third. Leon! Okay. Leon!
No, good talk. Good call. Good talk.
I agree.
Really loud. Multiple times.
This time y'all can both choose, because I know everybody's done both. Leon. Okay, good job, everybody. I'm going to bring up something that
That's a number 5 lane.
that I believe in. You guys talked about the switch. Was it clear who was going in front of who?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Whenever I do it, whenever I
said
plan
it.
a switch,
My bad.
there's literally one critical thing I need to decide about the switch. I say we're switching and you're in front, or we're switching and I'm in front, because I saw they got tangled a little bit, which is why I was suspicious they hadn't said that.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that brings to mind is in the earlier fight, I commended this team for an I formation. If you haven't heard I formation, beast thing we talk about in amp card, it literally means one guy behind the other so that the switch happens as soon as you lay on, and they don't know which way you're switching. Okay, it has advantages because you haven't told them how you're laying out, but it has less advantages than an actual switch performed well, because the actual switch, they're going to make the wrong assumption probably, whereas I formation, if they're smart, they're going to make the right assumption because they can tell what's better too. On the other hand, I do like I formation. That's not a criticism. That's just the advantages of the two. Leon.
Good work, Cole. Good work.
That was great.
Good work, Cole.
Leon.
Come on, God.
Too much. Oh, that was too much.
Yeah, I hit you here.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sure everybody saw, but Twixter and Kimjin did an excellent job of doubling scoring. Did an excellent job of doubling scoring. That's only kind of Skorik's fault because you did get further forward than you needed to.
Yeah.
But when you're covering for short pole like that, that's why I say it's only kind of your fault because it's hard to do.
So I'm gonna stop real quick. Basically, you definitely way overreach on that.
Yeah.
In a situation like this, when you're fighting somebody, when you're fighting with the pole, let the pole be the aggressor and dictate the fight. Like,
Okay.
this is the person who they're going to be worried about the most, or they should be logically worried about the most.
Okay.
If you're overreaching to be overprotective, or whatever,
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
first one.
that's just going to burn you.
Yeah,
You want
they're
the
gonna double your
pole
ass if they
and
do.
you want to use the range as the advantage because you have the range advantage in this fight. So you should be using the range advantage in the fight to keep them away, or to pull them in.
And I will make a further comment, not a criticism, especially a new person. You've only got the equipment you've got. On the other hand, if you're gonna fight two-person with a pole, you want one long. Okay?
Yeah.
Like there's literally no reason to fight with a short pole like this.
Long pole.
There's that big one over
Because
there.
you do have you do have slightly better defense, but in the end, yeah, that's not gonna be a lot heavier.
No, it's not.
Same weight. That's not fair.
But the key is you got Leon.
You get good?
Oh, you okay? Yeah.
Your guy's still up.
I know he's still up. Don't mind.
Yeah, that's dead. You like?
Yeah.
One like it. Nice.
Hey, it's okay.
that was shorter,
First
you might
thing
have been in
first,
trouble.
the peanut gallery called it, but they were correct. You talked to him too long.
Yeah.
There's no reason to talk to him when your guy's engaged, because especially if it's a bigger
I
team.
stopped, but I would have just killed your ass. Yeah.
I was like, you guys good? Like,
Well, on top of that though, he had 10 seconds while his buddy was still up. If he'd have immediately crossed, they'd have had 2-on-1 on you, and maybe you don't even become his buddy.
We have this. These
I mean,
are
maybe you
all
do,
how hard
because
we
you
care
had
about
him in a
each
bad
other.
position. but-
Yeah. These are all cultural differences.
Yeah.
Okay? So like, it's evident in the culture of the Pacific Northwest is to stop and kind of have that pause and make sure the other one's all right.
Yeah.
The culture in Texas is
I think it's a balance thing.
Yeah.
to get the kill, which is kind of where they're coming from.
But
So the thing that you may need to do is
No,
like,
it's not okay.
when you guys are fighting each other, if you're comfortable like having to stop and culturally like acceptable like having that conversation, you can do it. But you've got to be cognizant of the fact that if you fight those two guys or you fight us from Texas, we're just gonna be trucking.
Leon.
down! Press me!
Like, you don't get to press the equipment on me. That's not a shot in this game.
Yes.
So these guys did an excellent job of moving and not splitting.
Yeah.
That's hard, and it's part of what I talk about.
A split, no split, and a switch.
Leon.
Down.
Got it, please.
You're good. You sure? Absolutely. That's a pull, bro. I wasn't sure I hit you.
These guys were working real hard to get the matchup of Spicy on Megiddo. They were willing to sacrifice.
Both times.
I said they were willing to sacrifice quite a bit to get that matchup.
Well, I was fine taking Sunshine on that one because I was hoping to catch him off guard, which it kind of worked. And Sunshine refused to fight me. So I saw a big open space to go fight Megiddo, and I took it.
Okay.
So that was my thought.
I wanna.
Okay, I believe that you didn't intend to go after him, but you sure went after like a heat seeker.
Oh well, I saw the opportunity, so I didn't want to leave it.
Yeah, essentially on that switch, on the switch when Little Spicy dropped to go get Noah, that left Big Spicy basically there against Jamie, and if I'm Jamie, that's a matchup I want to take every single day. And basically there was a good maybe a second and a half pause from Jamie where he was idle before he rushed. Now that second and a half that he lost kind of fucks Noah, in that now Noah's got another little bit of time where, because I mean it was an obvious sacrifice that they were willing to take was we'll trade Spicy for Noah and get the matchup that we've been looking for. So and from my vantage point, as soon as Spicy feels to go, Jamie needs to be following and go through Big Spicy, get to Little Spicy. And that hesitation, basically, Noah did a great job of wading through the first volley and doing some blocking, and then he got caught.
But the other thing,
if you're there, that's less time for him to recover.
The other thing,
Noah to turn around and get.
The other thing I think this cost Noah, and I thought it too, is he can give ground from Little Spicy, but he can't give ground from both of them nearly as well. Okay? And if Jay gets on Big Spicy faster, if Lily gets on Big Spicy faster, then Noah can give that ground better. Okay? It's not a matchup they sought twice by accident. Noah knows that that's a hard matchup, or they wouldn't choose it twice. Leon!
Why are you so close to him, Noah? You don't have to be there. You never have to be in range. I owe you 5, Noah.
Unless you've got this, you might as well clean it up, Jimmy.
I'm working my way back over there.
No, you're not.
I am.
We should move.
Put up ground. Oh. Put up ground.
He screwed up, but part of what he screwed up is not realizing there is actual impassable terrain. If he's not willing to run over these people, they are impassable terrain. And I'm actually giving the Spicy's credit for keeping him too close to the terrain. Okay? Now, I would not have been mad. I would not have been mad if Noah had just started ducking in and out of this impassable terrain, because it's not actually impassable.
I would have ran all of you.
We hit all of you.
I love Will, but I disagree, and I'm not trying to take credit from you. But it just basically these guys stayed in place the entire time while they kind of waited.
So the plan was
Noah waded into range.
So the plan was to let him pull ahead, and I was just gonna cover him.
Yeah, that's exactly where we got stuck.
And then y'all went this way. We were like, ooh.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea when we started. Yeah. I was like, let's go left because I didn't. So here's my issue.
I started here.
So the deal is if we're together. So I wanted to see if we could run it together.
Yeah.
Running this way means we're fighting into your board for the cross.
No,
the board's there.
No.
With the longer
Like
weapon.
the
back.
strategy I like, the key is you didn't have enough space. So now we're going to talk about fighting 2 against more than 2.
Yeah.
Okay? The disadvantages now, it's going to be very easy for them to get better than one-on-one on you, but you're still looking for the same thing. Okay? One of the main things you're going to do is you're going to be mobile. If you're backing away from 4 people, some of them will be lazy and not chase you as hard as the others. Kill the ones who are full of gumption. Make them pay for their gumption. Okay?
That guy.
Also, I am not a huge fan of static line fighting 2 against 4, unless your 2 are way, way better than their 4, because it lets them easily put more than 2 to 1 on your guys, and they will. So I really believe in keep moving, and that can be moving directly away or circling. And it can be moving quite a long ways, because that will definitely separate the most excited from the easiest to tire. And The staying together or splitting, it's the same choice, only it's harder. Because if you split, one of your guys can get stuck in a 3-to-1, and that's very, very bad. Like, he's almost guaranteed to die and take nothing. On the other hand, if you stay together, you've got to move together, and like Megiddo and Sunshine literally proved how hard that is. Okay? Moving together isn't easy. But the choices are basically the same. If you can stay together successfully, then you can probably draw them out over time, split their pattern up, and kill them. Or if you split, they're probably chasing you 2-on-2. Then you only have to separate the one that you can beat and kill that guy. That's pretty advantageous. You can also whirlpool drain them and get them from behind as they're coming around. That's a big advantage of splitting, and I like splitting. For that, again, it has higher risk. The other thing that I'm going to tell you guys that should be obvious about splitting, but I'm going to tell you, hit the fucking legs. Because a guy who can't chase you is a guy you do not have to fight. Okay? So hit the fucking legs.
I mean, just you guys just saw that as an example when Noah got legged and then it became a 2-on-1 way over here while Noah's
yeah, I mean,
toilet over here.
You heard him say it. You better beat them all or come back here.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the few advantages that the 2 have in 2 against 4 is it's easier for 2 to cooperate than 4. So your plan will be easier to execute than their plan, almost guaranteed. Okay? So you have to keep that in mind and figure out how to do it. The odds are still against you. You need to have great personal combat awareness to be able to keep track of where those 4 people are and work them in a sensible way so that you're giving your partner advantage, especially if you guys are split. So that's the key, to go far enough away from your partner that they can forget about him, but you don't dare. Okay? On the other hand, if you're the 4, I literally told you everything they're going to try to do to beat you. Don't let them. They literally cannot do these things if you refuse to let them. If you're just like, no, we're not going to separate. We will go forward after them at the speed of our slowest guy. And we will not push our slowest guy, but we will go forward at that speed. And if they want to draw us out, we're just not going to be drawn. If they want to split, we'll split 2-to-2, but we'll keep in constant communication and make sure we know where we are as well as they know where they are. It's literally the exact opposite. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you that I'm it's kinder gentler Amphguard than it was when I was a kid. So if somebody loses the 2-on-4 as the 4, I'm not going to make you stand up and apologize at dinner, but that's what I used to do. Okay?
I will require it.
Because I really believe if you're the 4, you should not be fucking losing. Okay? But we're going to do the exercise because I think there's value in it. And truthfully, if you're the 2 and you kill 3 out of the 4 and still lose, you can still be proud of yourself. That's a good achievement. This is the hard mode, and we're going to test that because it's one of the joys of 2-man. Nothing will be more rewarding than when you and your partner get to fight together and successfully beat great odds. So, is there anybody who'd like to go first as the 2? Ready, loud!
Good shot.
Oh, to be young. All right, good enough, guys, good enough. I'm going to give these guys a hint in front of everybody, and I want people who haven't done the 2 yet to pay attention to this.
Don't split.
Okay? And I'm not picking on Matrix here because he's new. Let me borrow this shit. Okay. You did a good job, Matrix, of getting out here. Again, come on out. Come on out. Where you were fighting Matrix. Okay? You did a good job of getting him separated, but then you got in and locked up with him. Don't. You've got him separated now. Now draw him further. Get him further. Get him further. Engage with him when he's really by himself. Because when you get him only this separated and then engage, now look, I'm already on top of these guys. Okay? Draw him further. Leon. Good?
Arm.
Back, back.
Oh.
Attaboy, attaboy. Still up.
Well, if he got the rest of his backstabs off, it would have been dinner come college.
Yeah, go home. We're about to myself. I believe in you.
Dude, me too.
I'm on. I got a plan. I believe you can fly.
Matrix.
Do this to the partner. I did not like that.
Good set, good set.
Okay, we're not going to try again. I am going to say a couple good things here. First, everybody saw what Matrix did right there. Okay? And this is 100% the risk they take when they're like, we're going to 3-on-1 a guy. The risk on that 3-on-1 is, if you 3-on-1 that guy, you have to do it real quick or they might get back. And I'm giving Matrix credit for getting behind, getting some backs. You did an excellent job there. 4-on-2 is hard. Okay? But if you guys were going to win it all, that's how it was going to happen. Okay? So credit where credit is due. Again, you could have backed up a little less, especially back in an arc so you're still covering their back. Not a big mistake.
It got to the point when they started pushing out, I was just too focused on that. I didn't see how far
not a bad mistake.
they'd gotten away.
Because you knew they were going to rush, but you didn't know how far he was going to back up. So, not a big mistake. You guys won. Good work. 3, 2, 1, lounge.
Not doing that. Oh, I love the intensity. Oh, the
Get up there with him. Fight as a team.
Come back. Come back. Come back.
Me too.
Come back.
Got him on one for a second.
We're all standing up behind him. And you don't
That's what I don't want to do. That's what I don't want.
Don't look at me.
You're on two sides. You're actually going to win. So they're going to swing at you. Try to pull that.
Keep will drill the fucking ground.
There it is. Nice
Nice separation.
Matrix.
I'm going to
Cool.
Let's save it because you'll do a lot of it right now.
He lines me up with you, that's fine. As long as Jimmy's on my side. Okay, step around him, Jimmy.
Some guy was behind him. That was good. I jumped on Chris's shoulder.
He doesn't want to fight me, guys. Somebody take that leg. Kimmy or Matrix, take that leg. If he sets up at all, take that leg. Wait.
Good job, you guys. Good work.
Good pickup, Paul. Good pickup.
Nice try, Spud.
Spud kicked ass.
I have one serious suggestion. On a 4-man, be in the middle of a line. From that outside, from that outside, they were jumping you every time. If you're between these two, like he was down, he's up. If you're between these two, he can take care of all your coverage, and you guys can both be attacking Spud at once. Okay? Like, especially when your pole's not that long, giving him all of your coverage puts him in a lot bigger play.
You had him
Tallison?
Yeah.
That was an excellent gamble, even if it didn't work.
Yep.
When you had him lined up clean and thought you had one clean kill, it was worth it. Although you don't want a clean trade.
Yeah. You gotta get good.
I understand you thought you had a clean. Kill, and I'm giving you credit for it. You lined them up well.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay, one more try. You guys ready? Leon. Sit! Sit!
Stay. I'm late, turn! Go help.
Back up.
Dead. There you go. You got an arm. Can't heal him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that isn't working.
It's okay, 3 sides, max share drive 1 left.
Nope.
Oh, that's great trade. Great trade.
All right, thank you guys. I'm not making y'all apologize at dinner, but maybe I should.
I'll do it.
One, Leon.
Here it is.
Good.
Good.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah.
330.
He got my leg, I'm just...
Come on, Dad.
Leon.
Nice. Team up. Hey. Team up. So the peanut gallery.
Okay. So if you guys gonna do that,
Yeah, but everybody. Hey, Spicy, yes, but the fours don't need advice.
as soon as
They should be able to handle their shit. There's 4 of them.
Four lost earlier.
I know, they shouldn't have.
there you go. Pick 'em up.
That's what we're talking about.
Track me, baby. It's a track
We're talking about, Twixter.
Fight together. Legs, Matrix, legs.
Go stay close, throw them legs. You can still do this, guys.
Yeah.
Right there.
Perfect. Nope. Perfect. Stay close. Oh, good work.
Ollie traded.
Oh, yes. Good job, y'all. Good job.
Great trade.
Leon.
I just say that it's hard because it's hard and it's rare.
Hit.
Good.
Leon.
Arm. Hit.
All right, good job, you guys. 3, 2, 1, Leon.
Turn. Sorry. Well,
3, 2, 1, Leon.
Perfect.
This time the 4 did exactly what I want to see 4 do. They stayed tight, split these 2, hit them from both ends. That's a perfect execution of a 4. If you could do that every time, it'd be glorious. Sometimes it doesn't work. So good job, you guys. That's 2 each. Thank you guys, everybody. The team that won is you and Spud, right?
Yeah.
Good job, you guys. Excellent work.